I just wanted to give you a very quick introduction to this video, as originally when I was filming it, I unfortunately was having a bit of trouble with dry skin and terrible things in general going on around my eyes. So unfortunately I had to use my stunt double to film the proper introduction that you're about to see. And I know you probably won't tell the difference anyway, but just in case any regular viewers are watching this and thinking, there's something not quite right with Dan, he doesn't quite look the same or anything like that, I just wanted to give you a heads up that yes, it really wasn't me in this clip that you're about to see. And also, as soon as we've got the proper introduction out of the way, I promise you we have got loads of snowy boat footage and general chat about winter and Christmas on the canal. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interesting life.com, and today you're joining me on board good old Narrowboat Tilly as usual, as you can tell from the background probably. Anyway, this is the Christmas special episode, which is basically an excuse for me to just post and talk about loads of my old snowy boat footage, so I hope that you'll enjoy that. Well, without further ado, let's get some lovely snowy scenes on the screen. Right then, let's dive in. I've no idea what I'm doing. So, moving swiftly on, here is the snowy boat footage as promised, and I've tried to upload it in the highest resolution that I've ever uploaded it. This is all footage that I believe was filmed in March 2013, or even 2013. Wow, how quickly the time has gone. And as you can see, there was an awful lot of snow. I absolutely love that shot there at Trevor Basin. And this is Pont Cysylltu Aqueduct with the lack of any railings on the offside there. And I mean, this is the sort of traditional winter footage and scenery that you imagine the canal to be full of. And my goodness me, this was my first ever winter on board. And as you can see, waking up and finding that on the roof and this all around you was absolutely incredible. It was sort of terrifying, and as I was knocking the snow off the roof, it would make the boat really lean one way if you went inside. So that was something that instantly taught me the important lesson of just how much snow can weigh when it's all piled on one side of the boat. And it's easy to see how boats start to sink left, right and centre. In fact, just at Chirk Marina, I was told later on in 2013 that there had been a couple of boats sink there. There'd been a boat sink up at the Trevor Basin where we just saw those boats from the bridge. And just as I say, waking up and finding this as the surrounding, it doesn't really get much more beautiful in many ways, but also terrifying and very awkward. This, I think, was the day that I ended up, because I was in work the following day, I obviously couldn't bike anywhere and couldn't trust there to be any sort of suitable road surfaces, obviously, to go on a bike with tyres slipping all over the place. I equally couldn't rely on the buses because, understandably, they were not running at all at this point. Obviously, as well, all these trees in the canal were meaning it was impossible to actually boat closer to home and to the location that I would want to be at. So what I ended up doing was putting my boots on, then walking down the towpath. I'm not sure how many miles it was, but basically at some points past the tunnel up ahead, I was literally going up to my thighs in snow. It was just unbelievable. And this is literally all part of the series of the heaviest snowfall that I've ever seen in my life. And I think a lot of people have never seen snow like this before, and goodness knows whether we will or won't ever see snow like this again. But it was just absolutely incredible. And as you can see, it just, well, even as I was filming this, there were little cracks and creaks going on in the branches and trees above, and every now and then there'd be a big shift and a lot of snow would all flutter down. And as I'm sure you can tell from just how much there is up there, there was an awful lot of weight pulling these trees down all over the place. So really, this is just a little bit of footage that I wanted to show you and just generally get out there, because when it was first uploaded, there obviously weren't so many people tuned into my channel in these videos. So I wanted to get some high quality versions of this footage out there and just share them with you around Christmas time. I look at that, going over Chirk Aqueduct, and that's your view. Absolutely spot on. As traditional and stereotypical as I could possibly imagine, like I often say in these videos and in me books and things like that. And really, like I say, I thought this was the most suitable time of year to do it in the run up to Christmas. Some people have asked me to upload a video on Christmas Day itself, but I'm afraid I don't think that'll be happening. I will, however, leave you with one last look on board Tilly with all her Christmas lights up. This is obviously the perfect time as sun is setting, so you can see just through the front windows there. You've got the clear sky reflected in the canal, but as the light diminishes, you can turn around and look and see, obviously, over in the west, how the sun is setting and setting the sky on fire once again in that super stereotypical way. If we step up onto the stern, I suppose that it's time to really start drawing this video to a close, but I'll just say this does not do what the sunset was like any justice at all. The camera, unfortunately, was not really focused properly to pick up the real colours and real beauty of the sky at this point. I couldn't possibly end this video without signing off to the camera one last time for 2014. As I say, thank you so much for all of the support. It's been an absolutely unbelievable year, and I mean, goodness me, who would have ever imagined that we'd be looking at something like 1.1, 1.2 million views at the end of it. Anyway, thank you so much for everything. As always, stay tuned because there's plenty more to come. I hope you'll enjoy what I've got lined up for 2015. And until the next time, for one last time for 2014, keep it boat worthy, keep it canal side, and until the next time, farewell.